Good afternoon, everyone. This is Jared Rand, and welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for Saturday, March 19th, 2022, a little after 3 p.m. Eastern. Stop paying attention to this endless chatter that is in your mind. There's an endless source of stuff buried in your basement. Constantly listening to it is just creating unnecessary suffering. Look deeper behind this. Rest deeply into the silent master behind it all. Inside each of our hearts is an infinite wellspring of healing presence waiting for us. Trust in this presence because it will bring you so much inner peace. Only without or only within our deepest silence can we feel our real connection with divinity. It just is a smidgen of courage and a dollop of rebelliousness to stop the runaway train of the mind. Only in relationship can you know yourself, not in abstraction and certainly not in isolation. J. Krishnamurti. The quality of our relationships is the best guide we have to knowing ourselves. The way we interact, react, and respond to others allows us to understand where we are in our soul's path and evolution. The way we behave with others acts as a mirror for our own consciousness. It reveals the details of the role we believe we are playing in this world. And let's us clearly see our reflection in the mirror. The more aware we are of the mirror that each relationship has, the easier it becomes to change our response. After the judgment, reflection we perceive to be there, and then take a more enlightened approach to the image. Ultimately, the relationship mirror is there to create deep insights into ourselves so we can adjust to create a healthier attitude towards life and manifest a better world for our future. What we see in our relationships mirror each day reveals everything that we need to know about ourselves. What we like in others is what we believe we are lacking inside ourselves. What we don't like in others is what we are rejecting in denial of inside ourselves. It truly is this simple. The more intimate we can become with everyone in our mirror, the more the universe will reveal to us where it is we are blocked on our journey and how spiritually evolved we actually are. Through other people, we can see every detail of ourselves. We can see which priorities we deem to be sacred, understand the level of attachment and aloofness we have in our love lives, see the level of fear and denial that we are dealing with, and discover all the hidden issues we have buried deeper inside. Relationships help us to see the real source of our pain, loneliness, frustration, and of course, get a glimpse into the deeply eternal love that thrives at the core of our being. It is only through diving into this divine, multidimensional, multisensual mirror that the divine supreme consciousness inside our souls can be discovered. Once this pure consciousness is found and brought up through the murky waters into every relationship we have, it paves a path for permanent and total liberation from all forms of suffering that have encaged us in all our lives. Residing in the mind is hell, prison. Resting in the heart in love is heaven, freedom. We are more free than any thought conceived of what defines freedom. Who we are is is far more vast than anything the mind thinks we are. Angela Walker. Real poverty in life does not come from a lack of financial abundance, energy, or creativity. Poverty stems from an avoidance and neglect of looking at who you are in this relationship mirror. Whenever you get into the habit of blaming anything outside ourselves for our unhappiness, we cannot really know why we are unhappy. When we are not using the relationship reflection to see into the truth of who we are being, we cannot develop our most enlightened character that we can imagine becoming on life's stage. The richest person in this world is the one who is the most free. This level of freedom in life comes not from a freedom that can be taken away from, yet from simply embracing and accepting wholeheartedly what is seen in the relationship mirror. The wise person has a respect for the feedback found in the reflection and a state of gratitude for it, no matter how depressing the image may seem to be. There is an equanimity in the mind with where things are at because they can see the bigger picture of life's journey. This truly enriched, enlightened being has developed the habit of approaching others without judgment, fear, or manipulation. They simply honor each person as a teacher who is sent to guide the soul back to source in the most unique and unsuspecting way. One of the most interesting insights you may find in your life is around about how the world actually is and how it sometimes appears to be. The world is this highly intelligent and perfectly organized field of conscious energy, which can appear to be dark, messy, harsh, unjust, and abusive. It has both polarities at all times. And when this is realized, the mind is not so easily tempted to believe there is only one side. When this enlightening thought hits you, it becomes crystal clear how the universe is always in a karmically divine order and is constantly in balance within itself. It is never off balance, ever. It only seems to be lacking balance and order when we have a narrowed mind and one-sided perspective. The real question is not whether life exists after death. The real question is whether you are alive before death. Osho. When we remove the blinds, we can revel in the glory of this sweet, unsolvable mystery that is meant to keep us living freely on the edge of the unknown. By welcoming this succulent mystery of the relationship mirror every day, we can see all three sides of the coin and truly be free. We can know who we spiritually are and start dancing beneath the stars without a care in the world. We can stop to relax and bathe in the sun's warm sunshine, enjoy the fluttering of a butterfly passing by, and feel the cool breeze glide across our face as we interact with our community from a place of understanding, lightness, awareness, and compassion. In our most enlightened space, we are constantly choosing to feel, accept, love, and appreciate ourselves exactly the way we are. This self-loving energy is then reflected outwards onto everyone else in the world, giving them the feeling of self-acceptance exactly as they are. When we are abiding in this deep state of acceptance, we can find every experience to be exquisitely enlightening. We greet each experience with an open state of outer curiosity and inner self-inquiry. We constantly balance upon the edge of what we know and don't know to be true. It is this inquisitive state of mind that pushes us to reach into the spiritual depths of the heart and discover the most magnificent home that is within our innermost being. By simply abiding in a state of wonder, we can know how easy it is to evolve in consciousness and every day discover a joyous heart in our chest overflowing with gratitude and love. This is the only way we can truly transcend all the suffering created in the mind. During your day, whenever you can, stop to take a good long look inside yourself. Notice if either you have a heart filled with peace or a mind caught in some whirlwind of thinking. It's either one or the other. Never do they both exist together. It's like water and oil. They remain distinct and separate, yet can appear to be mixed. When you're looking inside, if you don't like what you find, remember that you are the highest authority of your life. You are the great divine master of your inner world. You have the power to make it into a heaven or a hell. And it's all depending on one little thing. How connected are you with your heart? By forming a practice of creating a cozy, sweet nest, which you can feel as home sweet home within your heart, your journey through life will never feel cold, dark, lonely, or fearful. Instead, you will always have light and warmth wherever you are. And this is a miracle. The moment that you realize that there is no way to make a home, then this whole existence is home. Then wherever you are at home. Course in Miracles. Relationships are designed to not turn out the way we think they should, because they are meant to make you grow in the most miraculous ways. The enlightened path of relationship is the path to total freedom because it throws us into the greatest spiritual journey of our lives. Relationships are the advanced life mastery course of life. They are the most ultimate challenge we can take. When we open up to explore a deep, intimate relationship with someone, we have to look at ourselves in the spiritual mirror. The deeper we go, the more we will learn. Even if the relationship fizzles out in a week, falls through the cracks in a few months, or ends in devastating divorce after years, we are always given the gift of freedom in the end. The feeling of total liberation hits us like a gentle feather or a brick, depending on if we looked into the mirror and discovered this divine, succulent, spiritual truth of who we really are along the way. Perhaps the greatest tip I've found in creating a healthy, loving relationship is first knowing exactly what will ruin it. It's important to know that the very moment you stop enjoying your relationship, you are starting to destroy it. You also kill any relationship by imposing your ideas about how the other should and should not be. If you don't tell the whole truth, hide your feelings, and don't be impeccable with your word, you'll squeeze the life out of it. If you hide, play emotionally small, think small thoughts, and don't ever take a risk to be real, they cannot respect you and will one day walk away. If you can never apologize for anything, they will always be at a distance for you. The secret is doing the opposite of each of these things. We all deserve some room to make mistakes in this life or experience, and yet, if we are spending years feeling stuck in our relationships, we're not taking the time to look at the reflection in the mirror that's right in front of us all. The day on which we come to know the supreme consciousness within us then the outside world will also appear to us like the expanse of the Supreme Consciousness. The whole will be a mirror to us when we become a mirror within Osho. The last insight that I wish to share today may be one of the greatest secrets to mastering relationships of them all. This is about knowing how to distinguish and interact with the two types of people in life. There are those who feed you and those who feed off of you. People will either try to inspire you and lift you up or devour your energy and pull you down. Many people out there aren't yet conscious about how they are relating to you, nor the impact they have upon you. They live to close their mind and cannot see the reflection in the mirror. The responsibility then is yours. If you are falling prey to someone who pulls you down each day, notice how do you respond when this someone is pulling your energy down? Why do you respond the way you do? Once you are able to respond with respect for yourself and never let anyone pull you down into the emotional dumpster with them, you have mastered one of the greatest lessons in this life. In the end, we are each the ultimate authorities of what we manifest in our lives. In the end, we are each the ultimate authorities of what we manifest in our lives. We are each responsible for enjoying the people we bring into our home and responsible for the way we allow them to treat us. We are responsible if others can enjoy us or feel forced to run away from us. We are the real authority. The greatest relationship is with ourselves. The other is there so our soul is pushed deeper and we stop pointing the finger at the outer world for our lack of love or power. The connection with our own soul is where the gold is at. And this happens simply by turning our attention towards no other direction than the central heart of our being. The heart is the answer to all our problems in this life. We did not come to earth to micromanage our lives, achieve our goals, reach to the top, or fix our broken self-esteem. Our mission here is much simpler and sweeter than this. We are here to abide in the heart, transcend the ego, find our real spiritual path, and ascend into each day with pure, deep, eternal love from our souls. We were born to discover that who we truly are is beyond the form and the formless. We are here to remember that we are timeless spiritual beings who do not die. We came here to embody this sweet, sacred knowing and develop an everyday understanding that eternity is our natural state of being. Eternity is our natural state of being. This is why we are here. And understanding this in relationship brings about the gateway to freedom. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted. I'm sure we all are. And the first thing that we care to do, relax that body that you're in. Relax, relax, relax. And we do it through the breath. We focus only on the breath. We easily breath in through the nose and easily breath out through the mouth, slowly and easily. We focus only on the breath. The body that we're in is like a super magnetic sponge. It absorbs all of it, everything, stuff that you're unconsciously aware of, stuff that you're consciously aware of. And it never ends. It's constantly absorbing. Anything that's put on the body, it absorbs it. Any thought then goes into where? The subconscious mind. Have you ever eaten something and you got very sick? And for some reason, you never wanted it again. It repulsed you. This is a reflection, and it is of an experience that the subconscious mind keeps playing over and over and over again. So every time you come across whatever it was that made you sick, it automatically comes back, and you don't care to even be around it, even though it may not make you sick again. So the breath is divine positive energy. And the breath is actually generated by the body through the power of the soul or the God within the body. And so we give the body that power that we are, and the body reciprocates by sustaining itself through the breath, through oxygen, so we can experience the physical form in this physical life, the bioorganic physical form. So the body will automatically release, let go, stress, fear, anxiety, worry, hurry, and so on. Because when you move into the now, you still the mind and the ego and the subconscious mind. You still them, which means you leave them alone. You're not thinking about anything. You're not worrying about anything. You're not stressing about anything. You're just in the now, moment to moment. Heartbeat, space between heartbeats, the breath. This is the key to mastering the ego mind and the subconscious mind. You watch them. You don't participate. And by watching and not judging, you learn how to master them, where they then become a wonderful ally rather than a slave master. They make great servants and horrible masters, always focusing on the breath. You'll feel the body ease, the mind chatter that we all have, that noise. We have it 24/7. Is gone. All of that doesn't enter the now because it doesn't exist in the now. It is in the mind, the ego mind. It is not in the now. Why do you think the ego mind will not enter the now with you? Because it doesn't exist. That's why it won't go there, because it won't exist. It is imperative that we are gentle, kind, generous, and humble with ourselves at all times. There is no reason for us to come down on ourselves, be angry with ourselves, hard on ourselves, disrespectful with ourselves. That's the ego mind. Also, to stay in the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal gratitude. There's always something, 24/7, infinity and beyond, that we can be grateful for, minute to minute, second to second. Now, when we look in these bodies, because we're not the body, the name, the character, our status in this life, we are the God. And we see these 7 lights going from our tailbone to the top of our head, of the body. These lights are very deep colored and vibrant. There's 7 different colors. They're not like the colors on this planet. They're far beyond that. And on this planet, they're called chakras. The definition of chakra is wheel. These are wheels of light. Spirit etheric energy. We are spirit etheric energy, omnipotently powerful. So we flow. Now, these chakras connect every single quadrant of the physical body, everywhere, right down to the quantum quark, our emotions, everything, our organs, our blood flow. Now, since we enter these bodies with, might as well just say amnesia, we don't know that. And most of us spend most of our time through each life of pursuing externality outside ourselves. Seek as ye shall find outside of yourself, out there. Where it should be, seek that which is within thyself. And you'll discover the God that you are. Because we will, each of us, we will discover that we're the God in the body and not the body. And that we will heal the body that we're in at a blink of the eye. Now you picture yourself standing in front of 3 paths. Okay? Now, you don't really notice, that they're all different and each one's separately designed, because you see these trees have formed a canopy over each path. And the trees are this shimmering gold, the leaves, the bark, the branches, everything. And you look at the path itself, and you see this vibrant, bright, emerald green, flaming grass. Now, they're all constructed the same. You're standing in the center, the now. The thing that you notice the most is that the one on the left, the past, is very worn. The one on the right, the future, is very worn. But the one in the middle, the now that you're in, looks brand new. Why is that? Because the majority of us, lifetime after lifetime, skip the now. We're in a hurry. We've been taught to look outside of ourselves, to pursue whatever it is out there. So what do? We live either in the past or the future, or both at the same time. And that's why those paths are so darn worn. Now, we all have memories, and we store those memories in our subconscious mind. It stores everything. It doesn't not. It stores everything. It stores other people's experience. It stores all of your lifetimes, past, present, and future. And most of the thing that it stores isn't yours. It's somebody else's through the experiences that you've had in that body. And past bodies and future bodies. So we reminisce and have fun, and we visit the past, and we have our own library, the subconscious mind. We go into that library. It's our own private library. Each of us have one. And we open the door, turn on the light, and we pick some movies and books and pictures off the shelf. And we go sit in the easy chair, we watch the movies, we review the pictures, and we read the books. And it's an experience. And, this was a fun time. I really enjoyed it. I wish I could do that again. This was a bad time. I really didn't enjoy that. I won't do that again. But we don't stay there. We will put everything away, turn off the light, shut the door, move forward in life, and on occasion, visit it and revisit. But some of us, and I don't believe it's conscious, I believe it's unconscious, will stay there too long. And we stay there so long that we end up bringing the past into a future that doesn't exist. We create that future from that past, and we relive that past and that future. That's why a lot of people will say, no matter what we do, we always end up here. Now we go into the future. We go into the future because we're looking for answers all the time. You ever notice that? You would like to have some answers to your questions in this life. And so we enter the future. Now, we know the future hasn't been created because we create the future in the now. So what is that? It's kind of like a void that we walk into. And we believe it's a future, so we want to find out about that future. Like, when is this going to happen for me? When am I going to be well enough, healthy enough to enjoy my life, wealthy enough to enjoy my life? When am I going to have my lifelong romantic partner? All of these things run through us, and we want to know. So we seek external authority, not being aware that all the answers are within us. And external authority will tell us, well, on this date or this time or this month or next month, whatever, this is going to happen, that's going to happen. And then you take that with yourself, you take it, and then when the time that has been stated to you comes into play, when it doesn't take place, you suffer. You had attachments and you had expectations, and it didn't happen. And so that's when we suffer. Disappointed, frustrated, let down, all suffering, unnecessary. And whenever, because remember, we've got 60,000 plus thoughts that run from us to the universe every 24 hours, nonstop. And we have tens of millions of thoughts that fly by us like clouds in the sky. And you know what's interesting about those thoughts? They're programs, and they aren't ours. And we've all experienced this. We're not exempt. You're focused on something, right? You might be in the now, hopefully. And you just find yourself somewhere else. It's like you're transported in these other thoughts. And then you catch yourself and you say, these are not my thoughts, even though they seem to be. So your name's attached, and it comes in on another thought that you thought was yours. When you say this is not my thought, it's gone. Because you aren't grabbing onto it as it passes you by like clouds in the sky. You just let it run on, I'm not interested in that. But when we do that, because none of us are exempt from it, we all do it. We wander off. We just say to ourselves, we focus on our breath, and we'll be in the now 3,000% of the time. And that means every single time. You may find yourself doing this 30, 40, 50 times, 60 times or more a day. But it's the practice that ends up putting us on autopilot, where every time these thoughts come in, we know that they aren't ours. Because our thoughts that we generate go out to the universe. They don't come in. And being in the now and keeping your vibrational frequency high intentionally connects you with an unending flow of abundance from the universe. It doesn't move down with you when you go into lower vibrational frequencies. It stays right there. If you keep increasing your vibrational frequency, the spigot is opened even more. So when we know we're not the body, we know we're the God. So we know when we enter these bodies, they call it being born. That means the body, not the soul. And so we power up these bodies. And everything goes online, and the body is sustained by the power of the soul, the God. And it creates other avenues so that the body can automatically sustain itself to support us, the God's in the body, to experience the physical form, biological physical form. Now, those of us who do this consciously are consciously aware, which means that we know that we are of and from the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, purest of the purest purest, eternal love. And we know every step we're heaven on earth, the soul in the body. The body's earth, the soul is heaven. Heaven is not a place. You, the God, are heaven. You're the kingdom of God. You're the source of God. So every step we take on this planet, we literally are in this very now moment creating paradise. Not only that, we're shining our light. Our light comes from the love that we're made from and of. This is the highest of the highest high vibrational frequency. And we're flooding this entire planet, on it, in it, above it, and below it. Infinity and beyond. Now, some of us just maybe, when we decide to leave these bodies and we are out in the sacredness of space, we will know that we are the light, that we are the love. So therefore, one of the matrix traps is to have this light chase you. There's this light that appears and it chases you. You try to avoid it, it will continually pursue you. And it's one of the matrix traps. You are created free. Each of us are the gods that we are. Nothing can take that because we are that. You go anywhere, do anything, incarnate anywhere, experience any physical form, any biological form that you choose. Now, if you were to take a starship off this planet, you go out far enough and you see the planet about the size of a basketball. And you notice that it glows. And the reason it glows is because, for heaven's sakes, we have 8 billion of us in humanoid form, gods, and then all the other physical forms that the gods are housed in. So, and if you were to look at all of the lights around this planet and this universe, you would see that they paled in comparison. It would be like comparing pitch black to bright white and saying that the pitch black was bright white. It would be like a candle lit in a dark room. Dim, dim, dim. So we're creating a God planet paradise. And the God planet paradise flows with the love that made us and that we are from. You picture that through your heart, mind, motion picture. You'll see it. You'll feel it. Because you're it. Now, we know that parts of us, of the gods that we are asleep. Doesn't mean we don't deeply love them less than the parts of us that are awake. They'll wake in their own time, they just don't participate. We communicate with those who are consciously aware, awake to a certain extent. This is all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. This is the archangels, cherubim, seraphim archetypes, ascended masters, Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh, Gaia, Saint Germain, Christ, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, Yahweh, Yeshua. This is all of our loved ones who have ascended out of physical form in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we've inhabited. All the inhabitants of inner earth, hollow earth, Agartha, and beneath earth. All the off-worlders, celestials, galactic. Now, light energy beings for this planet, because the eyes we have with these bodies, we don't see in the different light spectrums. We don't see in red and infrared, violet, ultraviolet, green, ultra-green, blue, ultra-blue, so on and so forth. And they come in shapes, sizes, colors, forms, configurations we don't see. But there is a group that these bodies are intimately dependent on. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, the magics, earth, air, water, fire, ether, wood, the mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. Many more. Now you ask your body, can you sustain yourself without air, without water, without fire, without earth, without wood, without ether? And the answer is no. These bodies are super dependent on the elementals. When you see the elementals and experience them, when you're swimming in the water, be in deep gratitude. When you're using fire to warm you, or to protect you. Be in deep gratitude. The same with all of them and everything else. Be in deep gratitude. Now, the Ascended Masters, they have ascended into physical form. They have mastered physical form. They have ascended out of physical form. They are holding pure consciousness God form. We have ascended into physical form. We are in the process of mastering physical form. We are creating our experiences to perfect our creation. Now, the archangels, cherubim, seraphim, archetypes, they're a civilization that vibrate at a different frequency than we do. The gods within them are no different than the gods within us. We're all one. Now, because of their vibrational frequency, we don't see them like we see each other, but we meet with them. And we meet with them not where we design or plan that meeting. We meet with them out of the clear blue. It could be just a random conversation with a complete stranger. Or some stranger passing by that just happens to smile. Or someone that appears out of the clear blue and helps you with something. And then they're gone as quickly as they came. Now, they have a message. They've been giving this message to us all for thousands of lifetimes. And the message is, isn't it absolutely spectacular, magna glorious, stupendous to be alive in these bodies? The answer is yes, with bliss. Because we don't know this. Again, amnesia, right? So we have no comparison. We don't know who and what we are when we enter the sacredness of space as the God love, the love light that we are made of and from. So we go into these bodies and it's just kind of like, okay. Because as souls, gods, spirits, however you label us, we don't experience the things like we experience in the body. We don't experience lovemaking, kissing, holding hands. We don't experience laughing, crying, seeing through these eyes, breathing, tasting, and all of these wonderful things that we experience in these physical forms. Zero of that when we leave them. We don't sleep. We don't eat. None of that stuff. You imagine that? Where we become totally despondent and not grateful because we've just taken it all for granted. Because believe you me, it's a whole different world outside the body. Literally. I want you to stay in deep gratitude every second you can that you have a body that you're in. Now, they can surround any one of us at any one time in the tens of thousands or tens of millions because of their vibrational frequency. They can house a large number in a small area. And, if you'd like, just ask them to surround you. And in a blink of the eye, they'll surround you, and you'll be in bliss. Now, the off-worlders, celestials, galactics, Over 1,000 species, civilizations travel through this solar system every day. Trillions throughout the universes every day. We're familiar with a small group. Pleiadians, Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans, Felines, Zeta Reticuli, Anunnaki, Nords, Greys, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avian. This particular group has been assisting us in our evolution, physical evolution, enlightenment, ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. Now, it doesn't matter how, where, what kind of frequency of space that we're all connected or associated with, right? 1,000 billion light years away or right in front of you, we are all one, no matter what physical form we inhabit. And believe me, there are many out there. We're all one. So we're all gathered, consciously aware. Hundreds of millions of us focusing on the complete liberation of this planet from the lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. The black matter. And we're in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, prosperity, abundance. And we're all one. We're all God. And we're all love. And our God force, love, light, energy is in all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever beyond, and forever. And it continues to intensify. And it continues to grow and expand. We immediately form a white fire circle of light around the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. This white fire circle of light emanates all of us in all existence and beyond from the gods that we are within any physical form that we happen to be inhabiting at this very moment. It is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest, deepest, purest of the purest, purest, eternal love. And it is flooding this planet, head to toe, inside out, with pure, deep, eternal love, 24/7, infinity and beyond. You can see the evaporation coming off the planet of this blackest of the blackest vapor. It is the disintegration and total elimination of all lower dark matter, biomatter frequencies. And you see it through your heart minds. Feel it. Complete liberation. There's not a nook, a cranny, a crevice, a crack, anywhere to escape. On and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. Now we begin to ascend above the planet. As we do, we come into contact with this massive ocean of glitter. Now, it's not like an ocean of glitter that you would depict here on this planet. It's way beyond that. So we come up with the best way we can to identify it, to describe it. So we say a master grand finale fireworks display of nothing that's come close to it on this planet. And then a massive grand finale laser light show along with the ballroom globe, which we're familiar with, which on this planet it is a mirrored ball that's etched, and it reflects all the light that's put upon it. He said this one is about a trillion times larger and a trillion times more intense. So when you take those three and you bring them all together in one massive crescendo, you see all the sparkling and the flashing and the colors and the reflections. That's about as close as we'll get to describing the ocean of glitter. Now we're curious, so we pursue the reflective points. As we do, we start to notice these microscopic, perfectly etched mirrors. We enter them, and we discover that all of us learning, experiencing in different physical forms, infinity and beyond, are teaching each other. We're learning and teaching and learning from each other, ourselves and each other. This is how we have discovery. So it doesn't matter. See, because we're so enthralled and diverted and distracted to the external physical material world that we've been on sabbatical forever on the God, discovering the God within us. So that we've been told that the tree is life. Not so. We, the God, enters the tree. We want to experience that physical form. So we give the tree life. And the tree sustains itself through the mother, the planet. In order to carry us, we give it enough power and energy to do so. Now, it's like everything else. Not only the tree, but the bush, the birds, all the animals, the dogs, the cats, the cows, the moose, the fish, all of it. We inhabit these physical forms to experience them all. Why do you think they're created? And you could go anywhere, or just sit and be in the now, focus on your breath. And you could be looking at a rock and say, I wonder what it would be like to be that rock. And in a brief moment, you would know what it's like to be that rock. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, that we are the power of healing. We are then met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all, the gods that we are within these bodies, of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. We are then met with the white fire. This is a column of light that we created to remind us all that from head to toe, inside and out, we are protected with a white fire armor. Nothing like the armor that's on this planet, way beyond that. And this white fire armor emanates from where? The gods within the body. The pure, deep, eternal love. This is the highest of the highest high frequency. So the lower dark matter, survival matter, frequencies, the demons, they can't get near us. And they know that if they do, they're vaporized. So they stay away. So we're protected infinity and beyond. Yet, only you have the power that if you decide to lower your vibrational frequency low enough, whether consciously or unconsciously, through hatred, greed, anger, fear, envy, revenge, hurriedness, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, enough so to allow lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies to come flowing in. Then you have the opportunity or the situation to have demon possession, attachments, and many other things. So if you do decide to do this, you're immediately met with a double column of light. First part of this column we created to remind us all that we can bring in the purple transmuting flame. We can transmute all these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them to pure consciousness, where they are no more. We are then met with the second part of this column of light, which is the violet ray. We created this part of the column of light to remind us all that we can bring in the violet ray. We can cleanse and purify the area where these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies were, sealing the breach in our white fire armor, restoring our vibrational harmony to the highest of the highest high, deepest of the deepest deepest, and purest of the purest purest, eternal love, gratitude, peace. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is a column of light that the gods that we are within these bodies created to remind us all that we are the sun. We are the sunlight. We are the rain and the rainbows. We are the sunsets and the sunrises. We are the mountains. We are the oceans, rivers, the lakes, the streams, the trees, the forests, the soils, the skies, the clouds. We're everything. Everything is us. So the next time you do see a sunset or a sunrise, starry-lit night sky, rainbow, mountain view or ocean view, it is you. We've been taught of separation, the illusion. It's done a good job of making us believe we're separate. So whenever we see a sunset, sunrise, or any of these, we say, well, how's that beautiful? But start trying this. That when you see a sunset, that's the God that I am through the heart mind. Not the head, not the ego mind, the heart mind. That's the God that I am. Look at that beautiful lake. That's the God that I am. We continue to ascend above the planet. And some of us who are carrying physical form decide to step outside that physical form and hover effortlessly above it. The reason we do this is because it is fun. And we can. We come into full contact with this massive crystalline light tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system and beyond. In the center of the column, there is a massive oblong sphere. In the center of the sphere is a humongous golden white ball of light. It, in turn, is surrounded by numerous multicolored rings of light that seem to go on to infinity and beyond. And they are creating this massive, super white, bright, mystical, it's a misty cloud that's reflecting and glittering and sparking, and it is absorbed through our heart mind, and it's like a warm embrace that never ends. We discover that the golden white ball of light is the highest of the highest high, the deepest of the deepest deepest, and the purest of the purest purest, eternal love. Then comes well-being, gratitude, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, massive prosperity, and massive abundance. And we learn and understand that all of that is a reflection of the gods that we are in these bodies. Now, at the top, we designed it so the golden ocean can come cascading down 360 degrees like it's doing right now, infinity and beyond. This ocean is made of deep, pure, eternal love. It is the highest of the highest high frequency, the purest of the purest purest. And it is flooding this planet, saturating and permeating it, 24/7, infinity and beyond. We are drops of this golden ocean. We also hold the essence of this golden ocean. Golden ocean is drops of the golden ocean. And the only illusion is separation. We see our meditative sphere. It's that center circle. We created this sphere over 4 years ago. It holds over 1,800 of our meditations in perpetual motion. every day, 7 days a week. No skipping. Sometimes twice a day. These meditations continue to intensify, grow, and expand. And guess what? They're flooding this planet 24/7, infinity and beyond, with the highest of the highest high frequencies in all directions, on, in, above, and below. All life, the highest supreme value in the universe. You picture hundreds of millions of us, consciously aware, focused on this planet for its complete liberation, complete, from all lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies. When you think you are just a concept, this is not even close to the amazing multidimensional being that you really are. Look into a mirror for 5 minutes today. Stare into the black holes in your eyes. Let yourself disappear in the emptiness. Stay for 30 seconds in one state of mind. Keep breathing, noticing who is the creative witnesser behind your eyes. Observe what conscious spiritual energy is present. Lose yourself in the experience. Let yourself dissolve into the experiencer. Who is having the experience? I'll join you in meditation. Return to close us out. take an easy breath in through the nose and an easy breath out through the mouth. Be still. Enlightenment comes from consciously being in touch with the core of your experience. The core is where we evolve our consciousness. For today, search for the central core of your experience. This means that you drop out of your heart and into your body, feeling what is truly happening inside it. Bring your attention into the center of your body throughout the day and welcome whatever shows up in there. Feel your heart and belly deeply. Move so than ever before, more so than ever before. Let this begin the path inwards where you discover the core of self-realization. Explore what it's like to truly live and breathe each breath, being in touch with the center of your being. Take this with you for the rest of the day, into the evening, and into tomorrow morning. And we'll return here Sunday, March 20th, 2022, 3 p.m. Eastern, to continue our global guided meditation